Well, it is time. We need to go farm more Astrites because even though we spent the whole last video just doing endgame content to get more pulls, I wasn't expecting to get a Carlotta rerun at the same time as we're getting new pistol character next update. It is second half, so we will have a bit more. We only have 3 days, or basically 4 days left of the current banners. And then we'll have the first half of the next banner. But I need more pulls for that. Plus, I also need to actually get around to completing all the events and story because I haven't done that. And the only way I can convince myself to do that is if I record it. There are a few things we can do. Obviously, endgame content I have already done, so I'm not going to really worry about that. The main things I'm going to be doing is these events because I need to do all of them. We also need to do the main story, so I will have to complete that as well. So I think today I'm going to focus on this event here, as well as the main story. I'll complete that off. And then I do have a couple days this video, so I can come back tomorrow and do all of this event. Probably try to get this 80% exploration if possible. We'll see how that goes. And I can also do this event and finally this event as well. Hopefully that can give us quite a few more pulls. At the moment, we do have a relatively decent 150-ish pulls, which isn't bad, but that will not guarantee us the new character, her weapon, and hopefully some more copies of either her or Carlotta. So without further ado, let's get into farming. The first thing we're going to do is this new story because why not? I have already been sort of getting through most of it. I think I've done 90% of the story already. And now with all of these main story quests, we're going to have the same problem of we can't use the main character because obviously not a pistol user. So it's going to be an echo run most likely. Okay, let's see how this goes. Full echo run. I mean, this isn't even a video game at this point. This is straight up an anime. The quality of this entire last like 20 or so minutes of this cutscene is just straight up anime. I feel like Wuthering Waves do what most other gacha games don't really do, and that is they actually put so much effort into the main character. Rover feels like every time they add a new element, it is an entirely new character, and they put so much thought into the character and the kit and the playstyle, and actually making it so you could possibly main the Rover if you wanted to, like they are a viable option and are good in certain teams. You can't hear it at the moment, but this part of the quest has the best soundtrack ever. It is one of the many Wuthering Waves songs that has made it onto my normal Spotify playlist that I listen to almost every day. And there we go. The newest quest is done. Bloody hell, Wuthering Waves, you know how to make good quests. That is, as I've said numerous times, probably the best quest I have ever experienced. It is so good. They nailed it. It is perfect. And if they keep on going, we are going to end up with some of the best quests continuously from this game. Especially next year, because next year we are getting the new area in 3.0, which they're collaborating with Cyberpunk Edgerunners for, and that is one of my most favorite anime. So if we end up with a cyberpunk-esque kind of story from Wuthering Waves, yeah, no, it's going to take a lot to beat that. That is going to be the best piece of media I would have ever witnessed. Speaking of that collaboration, I am really hoping we get Rebecca in Wuthering Waves, because well, pistol character, and Rebecca is best girl from Edgerunners. We'll have to see what happens with that, but it would be really, really fun if we actually did get Rebecca in-game. So now let's actually have a look at these events. I said I was going to do this one today, so let's go finish this off. Shouldn't be too bad, I'd imagine. We'll just finish this event off and then we'll, see how much exploration we need to do from there. I'll probably do that tomorrow though, because I have plenty of time for this, and doing a bunch of exploring in one day is never fun. That being said, Wuthering Waves does a really good job of their exploration, so I could easily 100% a whole region in a single day, and it would be fun the whole time. Still, splitting it up is a little bit more enjoyable. Even though I do need a ton of pulls, I also don't want to do a ton of exploration, so we are doing the bare minimum to get us a decent amount of pulls. I think I said we had 150 pulls, right? Yeah, just over 150 now. I'd like to have possibly 250 to 300 pulls when we get the new characters rerun second half of next update, because that will get us about 4, I think, hard pities, which would mean we should be able to get the newest character guaranteed and her weapon, and then maybe some copies of either her or Carlotta. I'll have to have a look at which one's better for what. Well, there is the first 2 of this event's things, whatever they're called, completed. So we just need to move on to the last one. We have basically done nothing in here, so this could take a minute. Now, I did just realize I need to do this quest here for part of the event I'm currently doing. And it's not a super long quest, but it is at the end of the other event I've got to do. So I will do that tomorrow because I don't have a ton of time today. And I want to split this up over a few days, which is why I'm doing it this way. I'm sort of doing 2 of the events each day. I can do 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and that will sort of split it up a little bit so it's a little bit more relaxed. And I can sort of just farm a little bit more without stressing out over trying to get all of the pools gathered quickly because I don't have enough time to get a video done. If you couldn't tell already, this was a very last minute decision for a video, which is why it is so relaxed and not very organized like I try to do with my videos. I like to have a clear goal for most of my videos. This one's pretty just whatever happens, happens kind of thing. I'm just going and doing some farming and talking to myself for probably a couple hours and then trying to turn that into some form of enjoyable content for you guys. But there we go, there is this event basically done now. I will do this last bit, which is this exploration quest. I will do that tomorrow because that is part of this. It is the last thing here, this one. And we actually do get the 20% exploration, which is nice. So maybe we'll get 80% exploration easily. I will see you back tomorrow. We'll do some more farming. And hopefully, I think my goal for this video is going to be getting to 170 pools. I think that should be doable. We're at 155 at the moment. So we need another 15 pools. I think I should be able to do that tomorrow. So if I can get to 170 pools in this video, that will make it a little bit easier to get to 300 by the time we get new pistol character and Carlotta rerun. Before I forget, however, we have 33 standard banner pools. So of course, we are going for more copies of the 5-star pistol, the Static Mist. Last pool, do we see a nice 5-star to finish today off? No, we don't. That's awesome. So I'll see you all back tomorrow for some more farming. Okay, I have returned for another day of farming for lovely Astrite. As I said yesterday, today's focus is going to be on these 2 events right here. We are going to try to get 80% in this area and also complete all of the quests and stuff in here. So let's go quickly spam through some quests and then we can finish that event off and then we can go do some farming to finish the other event off. And then after all that, I can also do this event because I do need to do that as well. So then after doing this, it'll just be doing all the new events and stuff that come out in 3 days or so, 2 days. And doing any more farming we need to hopefully bring home all of the characters and weapons when they release. We also actually have something very, very nice that they have given us. If we go in here, we get a nice free 10 pull, which is awesome. And then we get another free 10 pulls on the weapon banner. We already have 14, which I didn't realize we had that much. And then we get another free standard banner 10 pull. I'm pretty sure this is because some people weren't happy with the rewards from the live stream or the anniversary. I personally didn't really think it was that bad, but that is because I really was only going to pull for one of the characters on my main account, that being Zani, and then Carlotta and the new pistol character on this account, which is never a problem because there is normally quite a decent amount of pulls floating around on pistols only. But there are going to be like 12 banners or something, so it does make sense that some people wanted some more pulls. Now, just because I need to do some exploring anyway, I'm going to do any of these little challenges I see on the way to other events or other challenges, because I have done this all on my main account before, so I do know where most of them are, and it will make it a little bit quicker when it comes to actually farming for the 80% exploration I need to do. Hello? What are you doing here? Are you part of this quest I'm supposed to be doing, or are you just here? I take it that you are just here. Okay. Wonder if she's ever going to be playable. I'd imagine so. Like, there's no way they wouldn't make her playable. But if they were going to make her playable, unless she has more to do with the story in the future, kind of would have made sense to make her playable next update or this update, because this specific quest, the newest storyline, basically completely revolves around her. So it kind of makes sense that that would be when she would be released. But who knows, maybe we will see more Cartothea in quests in the future. Even though this is like a very small update, Jesus Christ, they know how to make good looking environments. Like, you could just take a screenshot of anything and it looks absolutely incredible. But as I have said, basically every other time I've talked about how beautiful Wuthering Waves is, I basically expect that now because they just keep doing such a good job at making this game look way too good. Well, there we go. That is that quest part of this event. So now it is just the world quest that we need to do, or the exploration quest, I think is what it's called. And it is a relatively short quest, I believe, so shouldn't take us too long at all, which is nice. It'll be probably 10 or so minutes. And as I do with all of these farming videos, I will somehow find a way to yap the entire time about something that isn't even remotely related to what we're doing. I'm pretty sure this entire video already has just been me yapping about things that don't relate to what I'm doing anyway. Because really, what the hell else am I supposed to talk about with these videos? It's not like I can say, oh, I am jumping on a wing right now, we're going to go fly over here. It's kind of pointless commentary. So you guys just get whatever random thoughts are on my mind. It'd be so nice if all the elevators in gacha games moved this quick, because this is a very speedy elevator. That being said, it is still a long elevator ride, but the elevator's moving really quick, which is nice because most of the time it takes you like 3 to 5 business days just to go down an elevator. Oh no, they're gonna make us fight stuff? That sucks. Echo run again. Yippee, I love doing echo runs. I love how with like, you know, Genshin Impact or whatever, whenever there's a character that I can't use for one of these accounts, I always try to find a way around it, or I just don't do it, or if I need to do it, I, you know, just use the character. But for Wuthering Waves, I don't really try to find a way around it. I just gonna go, oh well, echo time. At this point, I might as well just start an echoes only series. I'm not going to, because that's too many series. With the amount that I end up just defaulting to using echoes whenever I can't use a specific character, might as well. I think for the remainder of this quest, it's just a couple more of these challenge things, so this should be pretty easy. I can't remember if this is the last one, if there's another one after this, but I will say that this is a really easy exploration quest, because from memory, all the other exploration quests are a lot longer than this. This seems to be a very, very quick quest, and I do actually like that. If they can manage to fit a good amount of story and information, I guess, into a quest in the shortest amount of time, that is exactly what I like to see. And they have been doing that quite a bit. Like, a lot of the quests in this game are relatively short. And by that, I mean like 20 minutes. Which for someone who ends up having to 100% most of the regions on 2 accounts, I do quite like that. You get a good amount of story and it's all nice and packaged up in a nice quick quest that you can finish in 20 minutes, half an hour. Makes it a lot more enjoyable than your big, like, 30-40 minute exploration quests where you get to the end of it and you've just been there so long you don't really care about the ending anymore. Also, why is this thing falling? I probably should have read what was happening, but I didn't. What the frick? I think I just teleported through the ground. Ooh, lovely. We'd love to see that. This area is so stupid. I love it. Like, we are just using an entire building as an elevator right now because I guess why not? All of the anti-gravity stuff and backwards gravity and whatever just makes it so stupid. You end up with just some weird stuff happening because you can move an entire building and rotate it completely 180 degrees. It does make for a pretty enjoyable quest, I must say. But with that being said, there is this event all completely done. Same with this event now as well, because we have done the exploration quest, so there we go. So there is 2 of the 4 events I needed to get done. Now we just need to do some more exploration and a bit of fighting, and then we have all of the events that are currently available all completed. Also, for anyone who hasn't done this yet, collect these little floating light things, because they give you 5 Astrite, and there is a few of them. I almost didn't do this on my main account because I thought they were just there for decoration, but I collected one of them and I realized that we got Astrite. And after collecting all of them, you get 50 Astrite, which, I mean, isn't much, but for 20 seconds of collecting stuff, not bad. Ooh, would you look at that? I've been playing for 3 hours already. I definitely haven't been doing this recording for 3 hours, but apparently I've been playing the game for 3 hours. Well, let's add another 3 hours onto that because it is time to go do some exploration. And I figure the easiest way to do this is just to jump into here and just select whatever I want. Treasure spots are probably the easiest. And just track them, because it means that I do not need to go pull up the interactive map. I can just very easily do it straight from the game. And because I'm not trying to fully 100% every single thing at the moment, I'm just trying to complete that event. This is a nice, quick, and easy way of doing that. One thing that I've noticed, and I sort of don't know if I like it or don't like it yet, the map is like upside down, I guess, when you're in this, I guess, upside down version. Say if I'm, facing this way, and if I wanted to go over here, right? I'd move my camera this way and I'd go that way. But that actually sends you the opposite direction, which does make sense because the world is upside down. So of course, directions are also going to be upside down, but you have no idea how many times I have ended up on the complete opposite side of these floating islands because I've just done exactly what I did then and turned the wrong way. Yes, don't mind us. We're just standing on air. Carlotta is levitating right now. Well, we have now completed all of the dream patrols and the treasure spots. So let's go do the boat racing because we only have one more of them to do. Ooh, would you look at that? We have just hit 80% exploration, which means that this event is done. Now, I actually do want to quickly look in here. How much stuff do we have left? Honestly, not that much. I might as well just finish it off. Like, there's only a couple more challenges left. It kind of seems useless to just ignore it and do something else now. And it's not going to take me very long, so I might as well just finish off all of the exploration in here. That doesn't count for like all of the little chests and stuff on the interactive map, but the stuff I can find just through the actual in-game map. I will do all of that now. Realistically, give me another like 3 minutes and I'll be done. Never mind, we're going to need to spend 3 minutes on just figuring out this alone. Okay, no, never mind. I just did this on the second try. I was not expecting to do that second try, but that worked relatively well. I think this is the hardest my brain has ever worked because I have just done every single one of those things, whatever these things are called, except for the one I just did over wherever it was, over here somewhere. I did every single other one first try without looking at any sort of instructions or anything. I just guessed. And just like that, there we go. That should be the entire area 100%ed. Yes, indeed. Boom. We have now collected everything in this area except for some of the little random stray chests that float around. So now all that I have to do is this event, which shouldn't be too bad. It should be a pretty quick thing, I'd imagine. Especially because I do not really care about doing the full completion stuff with all of the other rewards. Because I could go in here and do all these like other things. We have like the triangle and then there's the trapped in the loop. I could do all of those. But if we look at the rewards, those ones, wherever they are, they only give you the shell credits and some random echoes. And, well, I don't need any more of any of that because I have plenty of echoes. We have 2,700. I will need to clear these out soon because we are almost capped on echoes. And, well, shell credits definitely aren't a problem. We have 19 million of them, and we're really only going to be working on, like, one more character and weapon for the foreseeable future. So, long story short, I don't need to do these because I don't need the rewards. I just need to do the main ones so I can get all of the Astrite possible. It's only level 90 enemies, so, in theory, this should be a pretty easy event. I also didn't pay any attention to what echoes I put on people. I just kind of randomly threw echoes on people. So I don't know what's happening right now. We're just some spinning hat dude. Okay. I mean, to be fair, I'm not using the echoes anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of muscle memory to spam the echo button. Well, there is 3 out of 5 so far. Has been very, very easy. Honestly, I didn't really expect anything else. They're level 90 enemies. This is the lowest level you can get for this event. I didn't honestly expect this to be very difficult. They're just a little bit tankier than your normal level 90 enemies, so they take a little bit more effort to take down. But it's more of just it just takes longer for the fight rather than it's actually harder. I'm still putting in the same 0 effort I normally put into most of my fights. Just this time, I'm doing it for a minute longer than I normally do. So now we move on to the final fight in here. And it is the worst fight because this boss is horrible. But luckily, I remembered to use this echo. So I can now trap the boss and she cannot move anywhere. So, just like everything else, easy peasy. There's a second phase, isn't there? Of course there is. There's always a second phase. Oh no, now she's trapped to me. Ha, I can dodge though. Let me send your sneaky little trap right back at you. There you go, stop moving. And boop. There we go. No more boss. Very, very easy. So with that, there is this event all completed. Let's go claim all these lovely Astrite. All of the events are completed. All of the main quests, I guess, are kind of completed. Not really. We ignore my quest log because that's horrible. But the newest main quest is completed. And that has left us with a very nice 137 plus the 39. 176 pools. So we got to the goal of the amount of pools I wanted for this video. I should easily be able to get enough pools in the next couple version or next half of a version to be able to bring home our lovely whatever her name is. I will probably end up doing one more pistols only video before the newest character releases just to farm for her and do some events and whatever. But until then, I am going to leave it here. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you liked this video, go check out the video where we did some work on Carlotta. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.